Not gonna lie, that was rough, and I'm speechless. 12 Years a Slave. It seems like movies are getting a limited release, and then when people realize that the movies are better, then they get a wider release, and we finally get to see what we've been missing. And apparently that's a lot. So 12 Years a Slave follows this one man whose name I just absolutely cannot pronounce, is a free man. He's a black man, but he's black in the days where people were slaves if they were black. But he lives in New York, he's free, he has a family and everything. But if a couple of douchebags sell you into slavery while you're drunk one day, apparently you're a slave now. And that's exactly what happens. And I know this guy from Serenity. I knew he was a good actor, but holy shit. He was just so freaking good. I mean, I have not seen anyone act this good in so long. Quote me on this. If and when this movie gets nominated for Best Picture, he will get nominated for Best Actor. He is the movie. This is his movie. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so in 12 Years a Slave, it basically follows his years as a slave, his 12 years as a slave, which, you know, hence the title, 12 Years a Slave. And in school, whenever we learn about slavery, we always watch this, like, these really boring movies of it, you know, these boring shows, but you never really get to feel what it was really like. Or you watch the movie Django Unchained. That took place in slavery times, but you don't get the brutality of what actually happened, and this movie captures it. And really, the idea is so dumb. It's like buying and trading and selling people like they're Pokemon cards. It's retarded. And this is just one of those movies where it really captures the brutality of everything, and it's really, really brutal, and it's unapologetic and in your face, and it really captures what really happened, and it really hits you that this actually happened to human beings. Nowadays, it's hard to comprehend that someone could just beat and murder somebody simply because they are their property. And whenever a movie really portrays this in its gory fashion, it's there on the screen, you're sitting there watching like, oh shit, oh my god. Really doesn't hold back on any of this. It's insane how brutal this actually was. And watching a movie like this, it hits you because it's a guy that was free and he's gonna fight it for the first while, but eventually he's gonna just be like, he's gonna give in to it and just, he's gonna realize, okay, I'm stuck in this, there's no way I'm getting out, I'm just gonna have to put up with everything that's gonna happen to me. And when a movie is so in your face like this, it opens your eyes to, this actually happened to people. You can see the exact moment where it happened. You can see it in his eyes. He doesn't say it, but you know the moment where he's like, I'm a slave forever, I'm never getting out of this, never, ever, ever. And it emotionally hits you, and it just like, it's terrible, but the movie's great, and everyone in this movie did a good job. You can tell that even if a person wasn't really in the movie that much, they still had a big role. Brad Pitt was in the movie. He was, you know, in a couple of minutes in the movie, but you could tell he like, hey, I'm gonna contribute to this and I really want to. Benedict Cumberbatch was in the movie. He wasn't in it very much, but you know, he went through several different slave owners in the movie, and Benedict Cumberbatch is that one where you're like, yeah, in the terms of like a slave owner, he really wasn't that bad of a person. But then you got to think, in the terms of a slave owner, he's still a slave owner. That says a lot about something, and it can really open your eyes to show you that just about everyone back then was a terrible person. And if they were to watch themselves like now, and they were to like, hey, if I could do that over, I will do it over, because I'll do it over and I won't own slaves because I want to be a better person than that. Other characters in this movie are just complete pieces of dog shit. Take Michael Fassbender's character, for example. Like I said before, everyone in this movie did a really good job. Just about everyone in this movie is probably going to get nominated, including Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender probably going to win because he did an excellent job at portraying this total douchebag that you just completely hate, but you just have to admire how good of an actor he was. He was like Calvin Candy from Django Unchained in this movie, except in Django you could tell Leonardo DiCaprio was having fun as his character, But Michael Fassbender, he probably was having a rough time doing this, but he pulled through it and did it so well, and you gotta give him props for that. Now, I'm not going to tell you that this movie is an easy watch because it's a good movie. This movie is not an easy watch, but I will look you in the eye and say that it's worth watching. This is definitely one of the best movies of the year, hands down. So, in the end, I'm definitely going to say 12 Years a Slave is awesome-tacular. It's okay if you cry in this movie. I did. Okay, so 12 Years a Slave. Have you seen it? Have you not? What did you think of it? Comment below, let me know. And, as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.